This is the plaintiff, Joseph Catalanato. He says he and the defendant have been friends for 10 years, and it pains him to have to sue his one-time buddy, but the guy has done him wrong. The louse borrowed his camera and a rack for his car and isn't returning them because they got into a stupid argument one day. He was in the bathroom doing his business. The defendant opened the door without knocking while he was in the middle of things. He called him an idiot, and well, here they are. He's suing for $280, the value of his unreturned stuff. This is the defendant, Arthur. He says he never even borrowed the plaintiff's camera because it wasn't working at the time he needed it to take pictures of his apartment. He also never borrowed the car rack because the lawnmower he was moving ended up fitting in his car. He doesn't understand why the plaintiff's making all this up, doesn't have a leg to stand on in this court, and he guarantees a victory for himself. He's accused of failing a friendship.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant borrowed his camera and other stuff, but now refuses to return it after an argument that occurred when the defendant barged in when the plaintiff was on the toilet.
Yeah.
But the defendant says he never borrowed the stuff. It's the case of the friendship that went down the crapper.
Joseph Catalanato?
Catalanato.
Oh, we're missing an A. Okay. You are suing Arthur. You've asked to be referred to only by your first name?
Yes.
Okay. For $280, $30 for a car rack he didn't return, and $250 for a 10-year-old camera he didn't return. Tell me what's going on.
Well, he needed a camera to take some pictures of his apartment if people were moving out.
Okay.
And I offered to loan him my camera.
Okay. And
I
how do you two know each other?
We hung out in the McDonald's. A bunch of us hang out at McDonald's, so we all know one another from McDonald's.
A bunch of us hang out at a McDonald's. A gang? Okay. Every day?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. How much time do you spend there? Like in the morning? You have breakfast together? Or?
No, mostly in the evening.
Mostly in the evenings?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And is that how you met him?
Well, I've known him for about almost 10 years, somewhere around there.
So you knew him before the McDonald's hangout spot, or you've been hanging around McDonald's for 10 years?
We've been hanging out there a long time, yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 months ago, he asked you for the camera, and you loaned it to him.
Yes.
And then
he needed to take pictures of his apartment that he has in Manhattan.
Okay. And according to you, you also loaned him a car rack? Tell me about that.
Yes, he was going to buy a lawnmower, and he needed to put the lawnmower on the car. So I loaned him my car rack so he could put the lawnmower on the car.
Okay, and now the camera is what? It's a 10-year-old Sure Shot?
Yes.
Okay. And he never returned either one, and do you have any idea why he didn't return it, according to you?
No.
Well, did you guys ever have a fight?
Well, we've had an argument a couple of times. One time we had to go down Jeannie's basement and do some work down there. And he went, and I went. Ann was there. Jean Ziegler was there. And we were looking at the problem down her basement. She had some water coming in. And we couldn't find out the problem. So I had to use her bathroom, which she let me use. I closed the door. Arthur opens the door while I'm going to the bathroom, shuts the light, and closes the door on me in front of the two women.
As a joke, or? Oh, it's an accident?
Is that a joke? No, not by an accident. Not an accident.
No, but I mean, did he think he was being funny?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
all right.
Yes. He closed the light and closed the door. What would you say that would be?
I don't know.
Okay.
And then what?
Well, naturally, when I came out, I had a few choice words for him.
Okay.
And that's what happened at that.
And you guys haven't spoken since?
I haven't bothered with him that much.
Is he still hanging out at McDonald's?
Not as much.
And when he goes to the McDonald's, you guys just don't talk to each other?
No.
Does everybody else know what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on?
I needed to borrow his camera to take pictures of a water leak I had in an apartment that I have in Manhattan. And he came into the parking lot at McDonald's, and he was going to give me the camera, but then I said, how do you use it? So he went to try to show me how to use it, and then the shutter wouldn't open up on the camera. So I said, if you're having problems now with the camera, what's it going to be like when I have it? I don't want to give him back a broken camera, so I told him to forget about it. I'm going to go buy a throwaway camera. So I bought a throwaway camera to take pictures.
So you never borrowed the camera?
No,
What? Why does he say you borrowed the camera?
he's confused.
Okay. Did you borrow the car rack?
No, I never asked him for the car rack. That was
I
his
didn't
idea.
ask if you asked him for it. I asked if you took it eventually.
No.
So you never took from him the car rack or
No.
the camera. Can you think of any reason why he's saying you did? Because it's not like these are big ticket items, you know? So I'm just wondering, why would he say that you did? You say he's confused?
Well, he's aggravated with me because I yelled at him, and he's
You yelled at him where?
at a restaurant where we live.
So you tell me what went wrong between you guys then.
I just got aggravated with him, and I started.
For what? For what did you get aggravated with him?
Well, he was supposed to do some carpentry work for me, and that never happened. So I was a little aggravated with that because he kind of forgot about it. Everything was about him.
Okay, that still would not explain why he's pinning this on you. That would explain why you would be mad at him. You got anything else? Are you here?
So, if somebody barges into your bathroom while you're going number 2, and they turn the lights off, is that funny, or would you be pissed?
I'd be pissed.
Even if it's kind of funny, isn't it?
You know, it's kind of funny, but if you're in the middle of the number 2,
I'm getting your point. What do you think?
I think it will be funny to me. It will be funny. It will be hilarious to me because of my age and because I just gather with people that they usually do that a lot.
I have such a good way that you could get back at the person, but we'll talk later. Going inside the courtroom.
Who's the fellow with you?
A friend.
Does he know anything about this or he's moral support?
No, he doesn't really know.
Okay, and the lady with you, does she know anything about this?
No.
She says yes, you say no. I mean, I don't mean that he told you about it. I mean, are you a witness?
Oh, no, she wasn't there when this happened between him and I.
You should see the look she's giving you. Come on up. Come on up. Yeah.
I saw him to give him the camera, and when we used
Did you not know that your witness saw you give him the camera?
Yes. And he used to do, you know what he used to do? He used to do this to us, and he used to give us the finger for no reason. I mean, why do you do that? A super person does that. Every time we came in McDonald's, he would do that behind our back. We never did anything to him. We just didn't talk to him when we went to McDonald's.
Man, my 11-year-old has more maturity than all of you put together. It's the whole thing's kind of
He took the
weird.
camera and he took the rack, Your Honor.
Okay, but why does he say that you don't know anything? That you're
No, I was confused. I know what you meant when you said that.
okay. Do you,
Yeah,
you have some
sorry.
affidavits you want me to look at?
This,
Let me just see how
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
When my friends asked Arthur, why don't you give Joe back his camera and car racks, he never answered them. He never said, I don't have them. Then you signed it, and who are the other people who signed it?
Laurie signed it. I forget the names that are on there. I'm sorry.
Rose?
Rose
yes,
signed
the
it,
one
right?
Rose, yes. Yes.
Do you know those people?
Yes.
Okay. And they're all saying that when they confronted you about it, the words, he didn't give them to me, never came out of your mouth.
I didn't think it was any of their business, so I didn't say anything.
Okay. What
It's
would be
between
the
me and him.
value of a 10-year-old used Canon Sure Shot camera? I know that you apparently either got a quote or bought a new camera, but that's not the value you get in court, because if you lost something worth $10, you don't get to have somebody pay you $400. And so the value of that item is what can you sell it for? You understand?
I have no idea.
Oh, well, I know. I'm going to make one up now because it's not, you must understand that a 10-year-old Canon Sure Shot has 10-year-old technology and it's not worth a whole lot. As for the car rack, how do you get the value of it?
That's what I paid for it.
Okay.
Well, I bought a new one since that's $30.
Okay. And how old was the car rack?
It was old. It was about 8 years old.
Okay. I think he borrowed those things. But I don't think they have the value that you're asking. I'm going to order you to pay him $20 for the camera and $20 for the car rack. Verdict for the plaintiff, $40.
Well, the judge rules that the defendant did indeed borrow the camera and the car rack and didn't return them. So what's your feeling coming out of the courtroom now?
Well, she's totally wrong.
You never did borrow those
No,
things. You're still
I never
saying.
did.
Mm-hmm. Why would he say you did then?
He's confused.
What about his story about you opening the door on him in the bathroom? What about that story?
Yeah, that's true.
You did do that.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
I was aggravated with him.
Oh, you did that to embarrass him?
Yeah, just as a joke.
Would you like somebody to do that to you?
It was funny at the time.
All right. Right down that way. Oh, that's good enough. All right. All right, so come on in here. Step on in closer to me. You stand right next to him, okay? So he said he thought it was funny when he did that. Didn't you think it was funny?
No.
You still see him at McDonald's?
He says he doesn't come in there when I'm there, so
Really?
when I'm there, I don't see him.
He's not part of the group anymore?
Well, they don't bother him as much as they used to.
So where are you going tonight?
Where are we going tonight?
No, we
McDonald's?
No.
No.
Not tonight.
Okay. Harvey?
Okay.
Okay, a lot of people think that you get replacement value when you win a lawsuit like this. The fact is what you get is the reasonable market value at the time of the loss. That's why, in this case, the plaintiff ended up winning, but only winning $40.